Hyundai announces an electric crossover fit for night rider. Hyundai just announced the IONIQ 5 electric vehicle, and I'd have to say, it's one sexy beast. Ionic is the new all-electric sub-brand from Hyundai. The IONIQ 5 is a crossover, but it looks so good, I thought it was a hot hatch at first. Little did I know this thing is the size of the Mustang Mach E. They really did a good job of the proportions of the exterior. The design tricks your eye into making it look like it's smaller and shorter than it actually is. They can achieve this because of their new skateboard platform they're calling EGMP, Electric Global Modular Platform. I really love the design aesthetic that they came up with for this car. I would call this a retro futuristic design, wherein they take an old design and they adapt it to modern times. We got some serious 80s vibes in this car. I myself am from the 80s, so I love it. I also love the design of the wheels. They have a really cool sacred geometry pattern going on there. Real psychedelic. The IONIQ 5 will also be getting digital side mirrors, giving you the most optimal viewing angles and eliminating blind spots. I'm not so sure about the legality of the digital side mirrors in the USA though. They're calling this new design language parametric pixel design, and they're using pixels everywhere. I must say it's very original. It's got a super 80s futuristic vibe, but still very approachable. I must say I do like it a lot. This design reminds me of some really cool looking cars, like the DeLorean, especially with this stainless steel color. Serious DeLorean vibes. The IONIQ 5 also reminds me of a Lotus Esprit. Definitely has that nostalgia of that opulence of the Roger Moore era. That squarish kind of design just reminds me of my childhood so much. Maybe even some early 5.0 Mustang vibes. Maybe even a little Cybertruck too. A couple years back, Audi actually made a retro futuristic design concept for the Audi Quattro, which was just so beautiful. I thought it was definitely one of the best looking car designs of that time. Too bad Audi never actually sold that car. I think it would have been an excellent sports coupe. But mostly it reminds me of one of my favorite automotive car designs ever made, which is the Lancia Delta HF Integrale. You know, I wouldn't be surprised if the designers at Hyundai had a poster of the Delta Integrale up while they were designing this thing. I mean, just look at that. The interior looks pretty futuristic as well. It's mostly made out of eco-friendly materials like eco-pressed leather. I believe this is a real leather, but it's just made in a real eco-friendly way. They're also using recycled yarns and biopaint. The interior has some really cool innovations that can make the most out of the available space. The front seats recline really low and swivel a certain way to simulate a bed-like position. They also have leg rests that extend out. I presume you'll be able to use the front seats like a bed while charging. There's dual 12-inch screens for infotainment, much like a Mercedes. It has a cool new feature called Vehicle to Load. Basically what this means is you'll be able to use this car to power anything, even to charge another electric car. Another super cool feature is the heads-up display. It's going to be featuring augmented reality. The heads-up display is something I really wish the Model Y had. In the Model Y, to take a look at your speed, you're going to have to take your eyes off the road, which is one of the complaints I had in my review of the Model Y. Link in the description. The IONIQ 5 will also have some autonomous driving capabilities. It will have automatic lane change on the highway. It will have deceleration in curbs. There's going to be proactive accident avoidance and autonomous parking. Looks like no navigated autonomous driving on the freeway yet for the Hyundai. There will be 4 options as far as powertrain and batteries are concerned. There will be a standard range 58 kilowatt battery, as well as a long range 77.4 kilowatt battery. You can either get rear wheel drive single motor or all wheel drive dual motor. Max power for the dual motor setup is 315 horsepower, 446 pound-feet of torque. Hyundai announced 0 to 60 times from 6.1 seconds to 5.2 seconds, depending on the configuration. One of the biggest features the IONIQ 5 has is the charging speeds. The IONIQ 5 can charge up to 350 kilowatts. The Tesla Model Y can only go up to 250 kilowatts. The Mustang Mach E can go up to 150 kilowatts. Honestly, I think this car looks really good. This car is gunning for some serious competition. You got the Volkswagen ID.4, you got the Mustang Mach E, you got the Tesla Model Y, you got the new Chevy Bolt crossover, you got the Audi e-tron, and you got the Nissan Ariya. And I'm sure there's others coming. Among all the mentioned cars, the IONIQ 5 has one big advantage over all of them. I think it looks the coolest.